Alright, this is the field strip with the Kimber Micro 9. This is the Raptor edition. I don't know if that makes any difference, but yeah, that's the version this is. This is probably one of the easier firearms that I own to field strip, but there's a couple, well, one real trap for new players I'm going to kind of show you. So first things first, you're going to remove the magazine by pressing the mag release right here. Drop that out the bottom. You're going to depress the safety. This is safety on, safety off. Take the firearm, rack the slide. I'm going to put the slide lock on just for this. Go ahead and check on the mag well clear, and the barrel clear. There's no round in there. So there we go. Okay, so to start to field strip this firearm, you're going to need to remove the slide. So the easiest way to do that is to take one hand and just kind of go grab it like this and pull the slide back. And you want to line this half moon shape with the very top of the slide lock here. You'll notice actually there's even a channel when I take this apart. There's actually like a little channel right where this squared piece is. You're going to want to line those two up. So right about there. So you're going to line those two pieces up. So the front of that square piece lines up with the half moon shape. And then on the obverse side, you're going to want to depress this little rivet looking piece right here. Okay? So I'm going to do this, line it up about there, and right here on the exact opposite side where the slide release is, you're just going to push this little rivet in, and you're going to notice the the slide lock is going to come out. And you're just going to push it out. Just push it up at the end of this pin. So there's no pin there anymore. You're going to let it go back down. It's going to look exactly the same. But this time it's not going to stop you if you try to push the magazine in the forward direction. So all you're going to do is take your thumb then and just push it forward. And that's it. So the receiver end of the, or the frame, or whatever you want to call it, with the rails is now detached from the rest of the slide. Put that there for a minute. So here's your magazine, here's your slide. You're going to take your slide, flip it over upside down, and you're going to be very careful. This spring is under tension, so you're going to want to, you see this little like ring lug looking thing on top of the square piece. This is basically just riding on the ridge right here. You're going to want to depress this spring, but you're going to want to just kind of cover your hand over it, so if something happens where it slips out, the spring doesn't go into, Neverland and you never find it again. So you're just going to depress this piece here that way. Okay, so you're going to depress the spring and pull it towards you. So depress it, and the spring extends. Spring comes out, as well as the spring guide. You'll notice it's actually like, again, kind of crescent moon, half moon shaped. This rides inside the barrel on that lug right there. So here's your recoil spring. You can replace it, clean it, whatever you need. Spring guide. Lubricate it, clean it, replace it, whatever you need. And then the barrel. So now we need to remove the barrel. Pretty easy. Just grab it basically like this, and pull it back out of the cutout in the side. Lift it up and just pull it out. That's basically it. Your firing pin is going to reside obviously inside of here and in here. That's a little bit outside the scope, but basically what you want to do is depress this maybe with like a ballpoint pen. There's a little door that slides this way. That'll come flying out, so make sure you hold it in place while you're removing the door, and then all the parts kind of just fall out. That's a little bit outside the scope of the field strip, but this is essentially field strip. You can clean out just about any of the components of your firearm, as well as your barrel. Alright, so you can do your cleaning now, and so to put everything back together, you start with the barrel. Take the barrel, holding it the way you removed it, with the slide upside down. You're going to have two holes. Remember, your recoil spring goes in the top. You want to go for the bottom one, the big one, where that light's coming through. Just drop it in. Just kind of do that. There you go. Pull it back, and it'll fall into a groove. You won't be able to push it forward or backward anymore when it's in place. And it should sit flush. If it's sticking out, you haven't done it right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your guide for your spring, place it into the spring as one little assembly, and you're going to match up the crescent moon shaped piece on the end of the spring guide, and you're going to rest that right on this this curved piece on the back, or on the front of the barrel on the bottom. You're going to put your spring in first in the hole. It's going to kind of fall in there. This is going to be tricky. You're going to have to put some force onto it. You just press it down and in, and very slowly you'll be able to tell if the recoil spring is seated properly with the lug, because it won't go flying and it won't feel like it's going to fly out on you. And it'll just fall back down to the back of the barrel. Okay, now the slide's reassembled, put back together. So this is a little bit of the tricky part. Putting the slide back on is easy, but putting it on properly is the difficult part. So you're going to pull the hammer back, and you're going to line up the rails with the cutouts where the rails go. You can see here and here on both sides, and then here and on the other side of that. So they're just going to mate together like that. And by the way, you're going to want to make sure you lubricate your firearm at this point. Now you're going to want to make sure you depress the lug on the spring right here, where my thumb is. Push that up so it doesn't get caught on the front of the frame, or the lower. And then the other piece right here, you're going to want to make sure you press this down. You're going to hold it down while the slide's going over until it catches underneath. And if the slide gets hung up, you'll know that it hasn't been depressed all the way, and you'll also be able to see it in here on the side. So once you depress it long enough, it'll go onto the slide and you're good to go. Now we're just going to basically do a repeat of what we did to take the slide off to begin with. We're going to line the crescent moon shape. Sorry, my hands are covered in oil right now. You're going to, this is where a lot of people have problems. You're going to want to line up the crescent moon half circle shape with the rectangular square piece cut out perfectly. So that's about right. See that right there, like that? Not here, not back here, right there. You're going to take the slide lock, drop it in the hole. Oh, another trick. Here's another one. So I even forgot about this while I was recording. So another thing you want to do is, while you're matching the slide up, you also want to match the barrel. Man, this is difficult with so much grease on your fingers, but you're basically no recording, reruns. So you're going to pull the slide back, watch it like that, and you're going to want to make sure that you try to see through the barrel, the hole. There's a hole in the barrel that will line up with this hole. That's pretty hard to see on video. Let me see if I can find. There we go. You see that? You want to look like that. You don't want it to be obstructed, because remember, this piece is going to go through that hole. A lot of times people get it like halfway through and then they just let the slide go and then it gets locked up. Don't do that. That's bad. Okay, so we're going to pull the slide back. This is difficult. Line it up. Line up the slide. You may have to push it back and forth a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take the spring, and then I'm just going to match it up, and it should just pop right in. The only reason that was difficult is my hands are literally covered with grease right now. And that's all you got to do to reassemble the firearm. Now you can do basically a function check. Man, that's not fun, but here we go. And basic function check, and you're good to go. So that's basically how you field strip the Kimber Micro 9 Raptor. Hope you found that useful, and see you in the next one.